This is Byron Lazine and Nicole White, and you are tuned into episode 183 of The Real Word.
Word is up. Ooh, I feel like that was a slobbery 3. Did you feel good about it?
No, I felt fine about 183. Episode 183. All right. Love for you guys to share this content, by the way, if you haven't already. We're going to get into our rackets here shortly, but please share the content. Please subscribe. If you guys have been following along The Real Word for a long time and you haven't done either of those two things, please do it. It helps us find more people that appreciate this content. All right, racket number 1, we've got something that might upend licensing, education, and requirements nationally. And then we're going to get into a love story and then a new program.
I don't know that it's a love story.
Yeah, it's a love story.
It's like a breakup.
It's like a breakup story.
It's a breakup.
A bad love story.
It's a horrible love story.
And then a new program from Opendoor that you absolutely want to hear about as the Marketeer of the Week. So racket number 1, did Biden just upend licensing and education requirements nationally? To be clear, we're not going to talk anything about politics. We're just talking about this proposed executive order that the president
one of many. How many in total?
Proposing.
There's like 72. It's like
there
72
initiatives that the White House would like to address, including one that could impact licensing and continuing education requirements on a national basis. So we're going to focus on that for our real estate industry, not any of the other stuff or whether the executive order can happen or not happen. You know, there's a part of this is actually a Bernice Ross opinion piece where she goes through, obviously the proposed executive order is not an opinion, but she puts her opinion on it. She gets into where, you know, if this happens, it will take years. And
Pros,
then if Biden doesn't get in,
real questions,
would that go away in the next administration? We don't even care about any of that stuff. Those are all hypotheticals. We're just going to go over what the executive order is and what it would mean for the industry. So as President Biden observed in his remarks about the executive order, look, it can be a significant burden to get a new license in a new home state. That burden can't be around anymore. It takes time and it takes money. Could I do the Bill Clinton thing? You know, where you, like I could just see, I could see the politician. It takes time and money. You know, where you take your finger, your first finger,
the only
and your
person
thumb.
that you think of is Bill Clinton when it comes to a politician speaking.
He really
he did it.
He trademarked this move.
Yeah?
This was a Bill Clinton move.
You feel good about it?
Yeah. The burden can't be around. It takes a toll on a family's income while you're waiting. We should remove that barrier.
There it is. There it is.
Providing more mobility, more opportunity, higher wages for families on the move. All right. So what is essentially the executive order? What are we talking about here? Agents who move out of state, they go from one state to another state. They've been a successful real estate agent for a long time in that particular state. Now they're moving into a new state because maybe their spouse was relocated,
right?
Whatever the family situation.
Maybe they broke up with someone.
Oh, maybe they break up. Look for racket number 2 here. Well, now they've got to get all relicensed, and that could be, you know, just moving locations is going to be a really big hit on your business because
you don't know anyone.
Yeah, you've got to build a database. You've got to figure out how to get leads. You've got to rebrand, all these different things. And now if you're waiting for the ability, and we know in the last couple of years how hard it is to get
each state is
done.
So different too. So are you picking
up.
A state based on like, can you move in or
that? Now it's basically impacting your ability to do work. And so that's what the president says. He wants to get away from a situation where people are impeded from doing their job. And so basically here's where they want to go is a national reciprocal licensing. Okay, a national reciprocal.
I have to say
license.
he was practicing
reciprocity.
The word
is reciprocity.
He was practicing it.
So there you go, people. Reciprocity.
It's the only reason we picked this article.
Danny
though,
from
really.
Inman, she's like, she commented on something recently. She's like, yeah, you guys should just start a show called Byron with Words. And
yes.
Yeah. Did you see that one?
I didn't. I mean, I don't really read our comments.
Yeah.
But
way to go, Nicole.
Yep.
I read them all, by the way.
Well, she screenshots them. He screenshots them to me, and then I read them that way.
And then I do. And then I will comment back to you. So please feel free to leave us a comment.
Byron's always commenting. He really.
Let us know if you think Byron with Words
He won't respond to any of my texts, but he'll respond to you.
Okay. So this goes through, and Bernice does a great job here in this Inman piece of breaking down state by state who has full reciprocity.
Got it.
Okay, what states have full reciprocity, partial reciprocity, and then no reciprocity. Okay, so there's a lot of states with no reciprocity at all. Those include Arizona, California, Hawaii, Indiana, Kentucky, Montana, Michigan, Jersey, South Dakota, Texas, Vermont, and Wyoming. So there's no reciprocity in those states. There's a whole bunch with partial, Connecticut, Florida being a couple of those, and then the full reciprocity is a shorter list: Alabama, Alaska, Colorado, Delaware, Georgia, Kansas, Kentucky, Maine, Mississippi, Missouri, Virginia, Washington. Okay, so if you had a more of a national, I guess, way of testing.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you had this reciprocity where basically your license is good everywhere, good or bad for the industry, let me frame the question in a different way.
Mm-hmm.
Is making it easier to get a real estate license, which is already a pretty easy thing to do, is making it easier and easier to work multiple states, good or bad for the industry?
Well, so but again, I think what we're assuming here is that that national test would be easy.
These are all assumptions. Nobody knows how it would roll out.
Right. So because I don't know that we would use the word easy, because you still ultimately have to have a license. So you're still taking your hours of tests. You're still you're still having to do exactly what you just don't have to do it.
Do whatever you'd have to do.
Right. You just don't have to do it again and
again. And there's a bunch of stories in here where it's like, hey, I'm, let's take the DC area where you might be working, Virginia and Maryland and Delaware. So you're working all three states.
And she's having to take all these,
took all three ethics every year. And she says it's the same ethics course.
Right. So I don't want to I hate to use the word easy. I just think it's kind of cutting out the bullshit, so that what he's saying is that if you do move to a state, you don't have to do 60 hours again, or, take those multiple tests.
Are you saying you're for this?
I'm certainly not against it. I do want some additional details. I do think, again, they do mention some things about there being...
You're not calling Racket on this.
No, I'm not calling a Racket on it, because I do think that there could be sort of a national situation. But then maybe when you move to that state, obviously there are going to be some local laws that you need to learn. So you'll have to obviously, sort of participate in something of that nature.
What I thought Bernice made a brilliant point in this piece. Florida's partial... reciprocity or mutual recognition agreement. I have to take a pause.
You do.
So I want to say something else.
We all pause to wait for it.
Florida's partial reciprocity or mutual recognition agreement provides a roadmap for how reciprocity could work on a national basis, rather than having agents from other states retake all the licensing courses and the full state real estate exam. Experienced agents from the 8 states that Florida has a reciprocity with, they only take this 40-question test regarding Florida real estate law. Now, what Bernice did not go on to say, what Florida then does within 2 years is those people that got the reciprocal license easily, they do some fingerprints, they do a few things, you get the license. Within the 2 years, you've got to do a 40-hour or 60-hour if you're a broker, 40-hour salesperson, 60-hour broker, post-licensing course. So they say, okay, we're going to let you get right back to work.
Love it.
Here's your license.
But the post,
now you're doing the post licensing
the time
for our state.
Right.
So you've got to put in the time. I actually think, they've got a pretty high standard there, and they've got a pretty tight operation in Florida. I learned the hard way down there myself that, you've got to learn the way we're doing business here. We're going to let you get into it. Your broker is going to be responsible. You're going to have
Let's get you up and running.
But let's get you up and running.
Right.
And I think there's something to that for sure.
Yeah.
The states that don't have any reciprocity, Arizona, California, Hawaii. I guess Hawaii makes sense not to have reciprocity.
Hawaii, I guess, is, no one's really all that close to you anyway. What are you doing?
But Alaska has full reciprocity. Who the heck is going to be licensed in Minnesota and be like, I got to get that Alaska license.
Well,
maybe bouncing back and forth between it. Nobody's doing
Never know.
that.
Who knows?
There's 0 people.
Well, maybe they need more agents, which is why they want to be reciprocal, so that people will come.
Not a reciprocal or a regular Alaska license. If you have either, in the comments. I've never met an Alaskan real estate agent.
No, I don't know that I have either. I don't know that I've ever actually met an a true Alaskan. I've met people that have lived there, but not
My parents are going on vacation there.
Well, everyone goes on vacation, probably a cruise.
Everybody does? No cruise. They plan the whole thing themselves.
Because other people do that, the Alaskan cruise thing.
Yeah. So, all right. There you go. I'm going to say
You think it's a racket? I don't think it's a racket.
Well, I think it's a racket. What I think is a racket is anything that makes the licensing easier. If you're going to make obtaining a real estate
Again,
license
you're assuming
easier.
it's easier.
Well, this is what it's saying here. It's
I hear
basically
you.
saying.
But again, the initial. But if the initial
let's go back to President Biden. He said it can't be a significant burden to get a new license in a new home state. That burden can't be around anymore.
So if you were to move to Alaska.
Okay, so I'm gonna say half a racket. I'm gonna say it should be.
Oh no, Alaska. If you move to Hawaii, you're out of work for 6 months.
So Hawaii's so far out there. I'm gonna take them.
But if you're gonna move anywhere, you're gonna move to Hawaii. So let's move to Hawaii.
I'm not moving to Hawaii.
It's 6 months, and right now,
East Coast forever.
To get a test is difficult.
So.
And then you don't pass it.
My point is,
how many times did it take you to pass the test when you first got your license?
So your initial license, it should be harder to get your initial license.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And then if you want to do the Florida thing where you can get up and running easily, love that. So I'm going to call no racket on that. Love that idea from the White House. But I think what the post-licensing requirements to have a real high standard in those states is a good thing.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, if you want to get into if you're holding multiple licenses, should you have to take the same ethic course 5 times? Absolutely not. Those ethic courses are always the same.
Right.
Most states are all the same.
Right.
And so I totally agree there.
Agree.
Yeah. Now, this is whether we agree or not, you're going to have all kinds of state boards, National Association. Everybody's going to have their problem.
It's going to be a
things.
huge undertaking for everybody. That's the biggest concern.
Listen, love your opinions on this in the comments. Love for you to share this with an agent, maybe an agent that has reciprocal licenses. And if you like this content, please hit subscribe. That's how we find more people.
There's a ruckus going on around us.
We are
in a circus today.
I'm asking you to subscribe. Usually the podcast is much better than this racket going on. So I'm asking you to subscribe to this podcast, knowing that in a week or 2 weeks, our new office is going to be finally built out, our brand new studio, and the podcast will only get better.
You know what?
In fact, we have the put the on-air off light flashing right here
I have it, yes.
for the new office.
You're welcome.
So nobody's gonna be able to walk in. We're not going to hear
we may actually,
anything.
I don't know. We may be able to be in there next week.
Not going to hear anything next week.
Yeah, I'll be ready next week. I don't know about you guys. Do you have your tables and your curtains?
Bobby, we're ready. Bobby, what did I say? When she said ask us if we're ready, we're ready.
The end of the month is next week, folks.
All right, racket number 2. Study from Realtor Mag. No, the study's not from Realtor Mag, but this is a Realtor Mag article, which we'll link up. The study is from Cinch Home Services. Singles leave cities where they lost out on love.
Obviously.
Okay, obviously. So, meaning, if you had a bad breakup, you don't want to bump into them in the coffee shop. Make
sure you pick a state, though, that you can, use your reciprocal license.
Yeah, there you go. If you're licensed and you're missing out on love, go to a state that's reciprocal. What's going on with that? Can somebody turn that down?
It's all happening. It's all happening.
That's Earl's got his phone on like old man ring right now. It's crazy. All right. So many singles say they moved to a new city or state for a fresh start after ending a romantic relationship, with 4 out of 5 relocating, according to a new study conducted by Cinch Home Services. Singles were more than 2 times as likely to make such a post-breakup move during the pandemic than before. 2 times as likely.
Well, get the hell out of there. You're stuck.
Part of that is driven by remote work becoming more common, which we talked about that maybe coming to an end last episode. Go back and watch the last episode, by the way, if you missed that. That was a really good conversation.
Yep.
All right, so the top criteria, Nicole, you ready for choosing a new city to move to among singles, according to the survey? Top criteria for choosing a new city to move to, according to the survey for singles. Number 1, 49.2% job opportunities. So it's more about the job than the relationship. Hey.
Well, no, they're choosing to leave because they broke up, but they're choosing a certain city because of the job opportunities.
We broke up. I'm moving because I'm going to go start putting in for new jobs. I was only working this crappy job because of you. Yeah.
I blame you.
Cost of living.
Yep.
Okay, I was spending all my money. I got to save more money. I was spending all my money on you. I was spending all my money on her. Now I got to go save money. Okay, so cost of living, proximity to family. Yeah, I'm got to move back home crying their shoulder.
Yeah. I mean, it could be the other way around.
Social scene.
Get the hell away
Yeah,
from me.
social scene I thought would be higher. If you're single, ready to mingle, I think that would have been higher. That's only at 24.3%.
Well, but you do need a job in order to support the single and mingling, right?
Just get out there and go crazy. Social scene, 24.3%. Landscape features, 24.3%.
So this is where we get a
Landscape.
hiccup. The landscape feature. Does that mean like there's like a pool in the backyard? Because that's like a landscape feature, right?
Like, yeah.
Or are we talking about like you want to be near a mountain, you want to be near a
I'm
water,
going that way, like hiking, that kind of stuff.
biking?
Yeah, but yeah, I don't know.
But like landscape feature.
I don't know. How do you take that one, Bobby? Landscape features.
It's like you want like a fountain.
No, like if you break up with someone in the city, maybe you want to move to like Colorado,
move to Colorado,
Alaska.
But like landscape feature.
All right, so where here's the cities, Nicole, that have the most singles.
The best.
Where are singles?
No, they're saying the best place.
Where
best.
are singles most likely to move?
Of those top.
Yeah, these are the
criteria.
best places to move. So they say number 1, San Francisco. Bobby's reaction is my reaction. I don't think anybody should move to San Francisco.
Easy.
I've walked through it. It's a dump.
Easy.
It is. San Francisco's a dump.
Okay.
All right?
Chicago.
Unless you have like a $4 million, home, it could be okay. But the $1 million homes are dumps.
Just outside of San Francisco.
Yeah, exactly, Bobby. San Francisco's an absolute crap hole.
Wow.
Number 2, Chicago.
Okay.
Is number 2. Okay. Liked Chicago when I went there.
Atlanta.
Atlanta, 3. Love Atlanta. Number 4, Seattle.
Have you been?
Never been to Seattle.
I've been.
Terrible.
What?
Equally terrible to San Francisco.
I'm sorry. It is
never been
stunningly beautiful
Bobby doesn't like it.
and clean.
All right, Los Angeles 5, New York City 6, Boston 7, Houston.
It was
8,
also like 2001 when I was there.
Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania 9, Philly, Pennsylvania 10. So Pennsylvania 9 and 10. Austin, Texas 11. Richmond, Virginia, San Diego, Dallas, Buffalo, Milwaukee, Tucson, Arizona, Portland, Cincinnati, Minneapolis. That's the top 20.
These
then
are major cities. We're
then they go
talking
DC,
people.
Baltimore,
The singles
New Orleans,
love
Vegas,
their cities.
and,
We're hitting up the cities.
Yeah, some single young people like to be in a city.
Yeah.
You're not going to find a Shoreline, Connecticut town on the list. for
Maybe
singles.
not, but
I mean, do you think a single would have much luck in a Shoreline, Connecticut town?
I don't. I mean, I had some good luck down here. You had some.
You married a high school sweetheart, Nicole.
He wasn't a sweetheart. I went to high school with him. Yes.
A sweetheart or a high school friend, whatever you want to call it. Anyway, there you go. Singles ready to mingle. There's your top cities and top reasons why. Okay. Marketeer of the week, Opendoor.
Hey, but if you live in one of those cities, maybe that becomes part of your marketing plan. Like, hey, did you just break up? Right? Did your girlfriend just leave you?
Yeah.
You know?
There you go.
That should be the billboard.
If you're
We are single and ready to mingle here
go.
in Cincinnati.
All right. Opendoor launches new referral program for agents. This is the Marketeer of the Week. 2 years after launching its agent partner program, Opendoor has launched another option for agents to earn commissions and bonuses from seller transactions. This is according to Inman Industry News. We'll link that down below if you want to check out information on this. So a couple of years ago, they offered their agent partner program. Now they've introduced Agent Access, a new referral program that allows agents to earn a 1% commission.
Listing agents.
The listing agent to earn a 1% commission for every seller who chooses to accept an Opendoor cash offer. Now, when they say listing agent, it means that you got to have this agreement in place, I guess.
Right.
Okay?
Or maybe you're actively on the market and maybe they're not getting the
Right.
offers that they want. And then.
Well, that's where this, in a slow market, in a high inventory market, if you're on the market and you're just not getting any opportunities as an agent, your seller 3, 4, 5 months, and this is in a different market than today. Market changes, right?
Right.
3, 4, 5 months into the agreement, the seller says, what else can you do for me? Hey, you could go now, put in your Opendoor offer as the agent, bring that to the seller and say, here's an opportunity. I have an offer for you.
Right.
Or if you have, this is what a lot of agents do.
What you
And,
give you give the quote beforehand?
No, a lot of agents, I know an agent in an undisclosed location who got cut off by Opendoor recently. I'm just not going to say the location.
I get it. Keep going.
Anyways, he would get an offer on a property on a Saturday. And then he would say, well, we're in multiple offer situations here.
Because he would get Opendoor.
He'd get the Opendoor offer.
Shut the front door.
Yeah. We're in a multiple offer situation here. So highest and best.
So what Opendoor has now refused to give him like offers
Yeah,
on
so
homes?
basically he was
But
getting.
isn't that the whole purpose of it? Like the more offers you put out, the more likely
right.
you're going to be to
So-
grab a home.
So his story was he like never took an Opendoor offer, and then all of a sudden, like out of his 20th offer, let's call it. I'm just kind of I don't know the exact numbers, but out of the 20th offer, the offer from Opendoor was fantastic.
Right.
And he
Well,
was
that's
like-
all that it takes.
And he was like to the sellers, like, "Whoa, like take the Opendoor offer." Then they rescinded the Opendoor. They're like, after further review, you have you're like misusing the program or something like that.
misusing the program.
yeah.
Dude,
They rescinded the offer.
I've given you
rescinded it.
50
And
opportunities.
so they rescinded the offer.
that they never
said,
would have happened.
They said all these opportunities. They basically said you were doing all these opportunities, all these properties sold. Like they figured out the multiple offer thing. You were misusing it, and then they cut him off from being able to make offers.
You know what happened? An agent found out what he was doing and
Correct.
probably told on
Of
him.
course,
That's
of
what
course,
happened.
of course.
Opendoor doesn't give a crap.
So, well, they do once they find out.
Clearly,
I guess.
but I'm just
But then they
saying.
realized that the offer was too good. Whatever. Anyways,
So silly. Again, that's the point.
here's Will Holmes, who is the general manager of agent growth with Opendoor. So, listen, Opendoor is smart here, and this is why they're the marketeer of the week. They have an agent growth program. They're understanding that they need just to get their name out there more. Think Zillow. If they get their name in agents' hands more, consumers are going to become more aware with the brand. So using the agents for their growth is why they're the marketeer of the week. It's a
Right.
smart play. It's a brilliant play.
Yes.
So Will Holmes says, first, our agent partnership began 2 years ago. We've been listening, learning, and building better relationships so we can provide the best possible experience for agents and their clients. Made it a priority to invest in technology and partnerships that help agents focus on their clients' needs. So to do the program, the agent must request the Opendoor cash offer through the agent access homepage and include their MLS ID. The MLS ID allows Opendoor to track closed transactions so the agent can be credited. It's brilliant for Opendoor to do this because if they use agents who have the trust of the consumers, who have the past clients, they're going to get their name brand into more hands of consumers. Now, the program, Nicole,
Well, then you never know that seller, maybe they didn't use them, but they may know somebody else too that's like in a dire situation where, hey, listen, I got a quote from Opendoor. Super simple.
on the agent side, it's smart to, if you have a seller who wants to look at every single opportunity, here's what we're going to do. We're going to sign a listing agreement. We're only going to move forward with the listing agreement. I'm going to bring you 3 offers up front: Zillow, Opendoor, our brokerage, instant offers, whatever, right? Whatever your opportunities are. I'm going to bring you these opportunities for. I'm telling you right now, here's the market value. Here's what we're going to go on out. Here's how much money you're going to get in your net sheet by listing with me. Sign here. But you're going to have an out in the contract that if you like one of these instant offers that you like better, and I'll advise you, hey, that's a great offer. Let's go do that
Right.
one. That's the best thing for you.
Yeah.
You're getting compensated either way as the agent. It works for everybody. I think if you want to really do what's right for the client, giving them a look at every single opportunity before it goes in the market isn't a bad idea. If you have those opportunities in your market. Here in, little old New England, I call it old New England. They don't really have these types of programs here yet because it's a much more difficult market.
You were going to say something else.
No, old New England.
No, you're
Everyone
right.
says it's New England. I say it's old New England. Our infrastructure is crumbling here. Maybe Joe B could help us out with
I
that.
think that's a different podcast.
Okay, so what I also like about this is
Yes.
they've set it up like a Delta airline, points program or miles program. All right, so if you're first 1 to 2, and let's put the chart up right here.
Love it.
First to second transaction is just a 1% commission. This is for the agents. Then you go to silver, 3 to
Silver.
9, silver category.
I don't want to be in silver.
I like these point systems where you feel like you're getting something special. So this is such a great marketing technique. Silver, 3 to 9 transactions. Your third transaction, you get the 1% commission and a $5,000 bonus. So if you get to 3 in a year, boom, you're banging a 5G bonus. 4th to 9th transactions within the silver category, you get the 1% and a $1,000 bonus for each one. So you got to get to like 3. If you get to 2, you're like, now they're incentivizing you to push
Because you want the 5G.
to 3.
Yeah.
Gold. By the way, Opendoor watches everything that they're tagged in. So they're going to watch this,
Yeah.
Opendoor. Love to hear, Opendoor, your comments on the agent story in the undisclosed location. Maybe I can get permission to share that story if Opendoor really wants me to. Opendoor listens to every piece of content that goes out about them. Love
Well,
your
they
comments.
say that they're listening.
Opendoor, hit subscribe too, would you?
Cheapers.
Gold, 10 to 19 transactions. 10th transaction, you get the 1% commission plus a $5,000 bonus again.
So can I just, because I do think that you need to rephrase, because 4th to 9th is 1% for commission on each plus
the $1,000 bonus
but
on
I
each.
don't think that that's each. It's not specifying each.
I think it is. Opendoor maybe can comment there
Okay.
if it's not. Now 11 to 19 is 1% commission each plus a $1,500 bonus. We don't know if that's,
because they're specifying each.
Right. I get you. I think it's each on all of them.
Well, that would be nice.
And then
20. If I got a $5,000 bonus and then I'm getting just $1,000 for the next 4, I don't know. I might tap out at that point.
You're just gonna go to 3.
I did it.
She's gonna tap out like Conor McGregor.
Well, because I don't get my $5,000 again until 10.
20th transaction, you get the 1% plus the $10,000 bonus. So okay, there you go. That's the deal there. We're gonna link up the Inman article so that you can read through it. If you've got Opendoor in your market, that's our signal to go. By the way,
it's time to go.
Where is her?
Wrap it up.
That was a long answer. It's like, right, probably decide, do I want to answer this? Do I want to answer this? I think what was going through his mind there?
Shit.
That's all right. That's all we got here. Love for you guys to leave a comment. Please subscribe. It helps us reach more people. We'll see you next week on The Real Work.